Right, so with this project, I'm going to give it a sensible name. I'm going to call it Open Files. Okay, it's the name of the project. Yeah. Should run quicker because it's loaded everything up. Right, on this form, I am going to put one item. Okay, and that's going to be a rich text box. I'm going to make it quite big. A rich text box is basically what Notepad is. Okay. Am I keeping you? No. Right, so we're going to select a file to open and we're going to display it in this text box. In this rich text edit box. Okay. I want this to happen, in this case, when the program loads up. So I'm going to double click the form this time and I should get this event. Form 1 load. Okay, this is where we put any code that we want to run as soon as the program starts. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an open file dialog, which is what Windows always gives you when you select file open. You know that, like when I do this, if I say file open, that thing, open file dialog. So without writing any much code, I can get that to allow me to select a file. Okay, so I'm going to say dim, I'm going to call it open me as new open file dialog. Okay, so that line creates one. Doesn't show it, just creates it. Now what I can then do is I can then say openme.show dialog, and that will make it display. So if I just run this, straight away it's brought up the open file dialog. Okay, I can find a file and just say open, doesn't do anything, and then the program continues running. Okay, so that's the basic mechanics of giving the user something to select a file. Problem is, we need to know whether they actually did select a file, otherwise it goes wrong. Because what I can do is I can say for my rich text box, which I haven't bothered renaming, I can say load file, and I can ask the show dialog box what the file name was. So I can write that code. So this bit shows the dialog, this bit says, oh yeah, get that file and load it. Okay, so if I run this now and I try and load an executable file, which is what that is, that's a program, it should generate an error. Well, it should do anyway. It's hung up and done nothing. Okay, so that's not worked at all. I'm just going to put that in there. If I try and run it and actually find a text file, which I must have somewhere, I don't know why that dumped me in the C drive. It's probably a text file here. So I've picked a text file and it's displayed it in the rich text box, which you can edit like Notepad. It's really good. Okay. So that's a quick, easy way. But if I don't select a file, it all goes wrong, horribly wrong. So what I should always do whenever I use show dialog, and you're going to need to use this for your final program that you're going to write, if I can get this to stop. When you do show an open file dialog, you've got a cancel button, which means, ooh, don't do it, don't do it. we can check to see what button was pressed when the dialog was shut. And we do that using an if. And we do this, we say if dialog result OK. They always made the line really long. Let me just make that a little bit smaller. Right. So when the dialog box closes, it allows me to test to see what button was used to close it. If I clicked OK, I must have had a valid file because it won't let me click the OK button. Windows does that for you. Okay. Someone wrote this already, the dialog box. It's a standard mechanism that everybody uses for all their programs. So I'm only going to do it, that code, if they clicked OK. If they didn't, I'm just going to display a message, I think, just so I know for my peace of mind. So I'm going to say message box, no file selected. Okay. So if I do it this time, I just say I'll cancel. I should, theoretically, there you go, no file selected. Program comes up. Okay. Now it might be better to, let's say, okay, let's not do it straight off. Let's give the user a bit of chance to see the program running. Let's put a button and do it. Okay. Now all this code here, let's take it out of there and put it in there and run it that way. So I'm not now loading it when the program loads. I'm doing it when I click the button. Okay. And again, I can say, no file selected. Try it again. Let's pick a file that's got text in it. And display that text. Okay. Right. Have a go at doing that. Just messing about with that open